And the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
We about to give him something new, Mike. Yeah. 3X. Y'all ready? Whether flaming a mic or flaming a blunt, he gon' keep it a bean and say what he want. He was the first one doing his hair, y'all stealing. We only gon' give you the truth like Ron Killings. Yeah, guard feelings cause they might get hurt. Got a hold on his game, H fighting Kurt. 16 years strong, even doing this thing well. While these other dudes losing their edge like Gangrel. Look, find a seat while I ride the beat. When it come to podcasts, he's the tribal chief. I'm talking Major, the Genesis, Sagan. Anything we still wondering about, that's why we got Michaela. As long as he here, you other dudes might shine. The only brother that can outdo the pipe bomb icon. Do it for the people like The Rock. Welcome to the show, introducing Mike Knoxxx. Yeah. Let's go.
And where are we going to go? We're going to go talk Backlash Tampa. That's right, people. Backlash Tampa. I don't know why I went to that voice. I apologize. I don't know what was going over me right there. I deeply apologize. I'm just having some fun here today, guys. Welcome back to the Mike Knoxxx Show, and I am one of your hosts today, Mike Knoxxx, and indeed it is my pleasure to be before you guys this evening to talk about WWE Backlash. It went down this past weekend, and just going to go ahead and talk about that if we can for a second, if you will, so to speak. Make sure you get in where you fit in. That's right here live on the Mike Knoxxx Show, where you can like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend you are on right now with the show the pros listen to, the show for you, the show of the voice of the voiceless. That's me who has a voice to speak for you. The show for the $1 million audiences. I'm the $1 million host. We tagging together for the $1 million connection. Today we have Vaughn, it's been a while. It's been a while. We have a plethora of things to talk about today because, you know, we was hit with backlash in Tampa. And for all my Facebook users out there, please, I don't know what happened. I can't go live on Facebook, guys, so just come on over here to the Mike Knoxxx Show on YouTube. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I felt what I felt to say, and I said it, so I just take the month, whatever it is. But I'm more mad about the monetization I was getting from Facebook. It's nice money. When you look up in your wallet and got some free money in your bank account, you're like, oh, where that $150 come from, or $200, $300, $400 come from? I know it ain't much to y'all, but damn it, to me, that's a week worth of groceries in my house. All right, so I appreciate all I can get and what we do there. But as we talk today here on the Mike Knoxxx Show, definitely right there, it's the Backlash review, because let's just get into it. I'm going to just start off with it, honestly, Vaughn, where, to me, I'm going to kind of go in order, right? So not order of the pay-per-view, because I don't think it was a great pay-per-view. I don't think it was a great PLE. I don't like the fact you had 2 matches on ESPN. I don't like you got 3 matches on the main card. Turn that main card into where, no offense towards Danhausen and the Minihausens, that should be on the pre-show, if you ask me. But I digress. What we did get, though, was this huge news of Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady the GOAT, never seen 17 Pipe Bomb 2.0 Cena Classic? Now, this doesn't make much sense to me, Vaughn, okay? But, you know, John pretty much says my why in WWE is to continuously be as useful as possible for the long as possible. With my in-ring career at an end, my why is to use whatever energy and relevance I have left in hopes to create a launch pad of opportunity for all talents to show their skills while simultaneously creating a unique experience for our dedicated fan base. At the very least, we will all learn something. At the very best, we all create something. I'm ready for whatever the road takes us. Thank you, WWE, for this opportunity. More details to come as we figure this out. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, Vaughn. I have a problem with that part. As we figure this out. So this big announcement, you haven't figured it out? I mean, from what you said at the pay-per-view, Vaughn, the John Cena Classic is a brand new event / tournament, right? That Cena announced here at Backlash this past weekend. It's basically WWE's new fan interactive showcase event. Here's where it gets very murky. Okay, here's the quick breakdown of what he said on the pay-per-view. It's a single night WWE event. It will feature main roster from WWE stars versus the NXT talent. So why can't it be NXT stars? But okay, I digress. There's a new champion tied to it. The twist. Here's the twist. It's the dumb part. Fans votes to decide the winner / champion. A wrestler could technically lose their match, but still win through the John Cena Classic if the crowd votes for him based off their performance / their hustle, loyalty, and respect style of wrestling. So I brought these things down, right? Think of it as a King of the Ring. Think of a King of the Ring, Cyber Sunday kind of event, right? What they're going to put on here, right? So W hasn't announced the dates yet, right? We just wrote that from John Cena's Twitter page. Who is going to be in this thing? It's going to be yearly or what? How voting even begins? So a lot of fans are split right now because some think it sounds fresh, while others, like myself, has turned the straight up popularity contest yet again. And that's where I have my problem when I say it all the time. Kayfabe should not be dead. So you're telling me, let's just say hypothetically, you have Dirty Dom in a match. They probably won't put it this way. I'm just using this as an example. Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker destroys Dominic Mysterio. But the fans say, nah, we want Dominic back in there, and he gets back into the tournament. Does that make him the winner? How does that procedurally happen? Again, that's breaking it down to Cyber Sunday, if you will, so to speak, in my opinion, where I don't like this idea. Again, if it's predetermined, and we know that it's predetermined, let's just call it what it is. The wrestlers themselves say this out loud as well. So we predetermine this is what we want, but nah, fuck that. You, the fans, get to control it and switch it all over. This is going to turn into a clusterfuck, WWE, because I love my fans, meaning the fans of wrestling, pro wrestling, as dysfunctional, twisted, demented, butthurt, asshole, stupid at times, bona fidely ignorant at times, racist, sexist, and everything is in between. I love them. Clean rooms and all.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm bleeding black.
Stop it, man. So when I look into this, right, and I'm thinking this is the time where we need to like put a sock in it, right? and wrestling fans, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here, WWE? All right, this more to come. Let's talk on this a little bit later, Vaughn. I don't want to spend the whole show on this Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady, the GOAT, Hill, $2 a core, Cena's Never Seen 17 Classic. It just doesn't make any sense. What's going on, Jeffrey? Perfect Plex, what's going on? Guys, get your comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this John Cena Classic, because it don't seem like it was all worked out. And this is where, as I do begin to move on here, Vaughn, it makes me wonder and make us wonder who's really in charge of the WWE, right? We think it's TKO. We believe that it's TKO, but is it really TKO? You know, that's what I want to talk about in later times to come, because right now this is just a hell of a lot of let's just throw it out there and see if this shit sticks. And I don't like that. I think that is a terrible approach to pro wrestling. And I want to echo the words of Aiden English. As he said, wrestling fans, people forget that sometimes they get very bad about the Danhausen segment and things of that nature. Wrestling is a circus. This is why wrestling fans, I'm going to speak on my demographic of wrestling fans, black wrestling fans sometimes still stay. Because we can laugh at everything. Even the racism sometimes is there, right? The thing is that we know better today, so we do better today, right? This is not Gene Hackman walking around in Silver Streak's blackface thinking, what's up, Jive Turkey? You know what I'm saying? This ain't that. I'm a man who's offended by, I'm a dude who's with a dude who's next to a dude. That still offended me. A lot of people don't find it offensive, right? But when you know better, you do better, and they need to do better, WWE, right? As a whole. I think every fan should agree with that, because right now, I don't know what I saw this past Saturday night. Okay, I just don't know what I saw this past Saturday night. How are the fans going to vote? Do we have to call a number? WWE makes more money off us. Yeah, that's they plan to do. That's another thing. That's a great question. Will it be a regular vote, or will you have to pay 99 cents for your vote? You know what I mean? If I'm not paying the vote, I probably wouldn't even vote anyway. Just to be honest, Vaughn, I wouldn't vote anyway. I'm more confused. I love the idea, though. The idea is fine if you don't have it where fans get to vote. That part that we read right here, we can go back to it, all right, that we got from off the show, okay? The twist is fans to decide the winner. A wrestler could technically lose their match but still win the John Cena Classic if he's crowned or voted. That defeats what the tournament's for. Here go the NCAA tournament. Here go the Field of 64. Damn it. Oh, no, let me go back to football. Make it more relevant, right? Here go the Field of 12. Notre Dame's left out of it. Oh, they lost in their first round. Notre Dame, fan vote, get them in there. Can you imagine that uproar? Come on, WWE, TKO. This makes no sense. Also this weekend, they turned a lot of gears, was the assumption that this was Asuka, my son's favorite wrestler, last time we would see her. We saw the emotions after the match with her and IYO SKY. So it led people to believe that, oh no, here go Asuka now. Is she set to also retire? What's going on? This is a bona fide Hall of Famer from the beginning of whatever. Only belt she doesn't have is the women's title because they just ain't let her get an opportunity to stay around long enough to get it. But from all intents and purposes that I've come across, and again, hashtag Depth to Dirt Sheets, right, that I've had the opportunity to read is personal issues. And they've granted her release. Now, as I still say, hashtag Depth to Dirt Sheets, I'm going to reserve the right to say until Asuka herself or WWE themselves tell us where's Asuka. We don't know. We knew the New Day happened. We knew the releases happened. All I'm coming across, the majority of the smart, intelligent ones that I found in the dirt sheets, again, the Busted Opens reported this as well, or my man Ryan Clark from Eat Wrestling News. It's personal issues. She's going back to Japan for a while, and they granted her some sort of leave. Let's hope that's what it is. But if she's set to retire, I think she's a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer. It has to be like Cyber Sunday. I hear she's heading. See, there it is right here, and it's with Jeffrey. And Jeffrey's always in the how. With the wrestling news, he's always on the Twitter. I hear she's handling personal issues in Japan. That's what I heard the majority of as well. Everybody's sending those heartfelt wishes to her and moments to her. Tells you she's didn't retire, right? Because if she was retiring, they would have said she's retiring, or would have heard by now her contract had came to an end. When we know 2 years ago she signed a new contract that was for several years. So we'll let that be what it is as well. I just think Asuka is Asuka. She is entitled to take personal time off, and I'm cool with it. With her taking her time off. Now we did have Backlash this past Wednesday, Saturday night, which is what we're talking about. Now we did get Asuka losing to one IYO SKY, which we should have known, especially we knew she was leaving. She was losing that match. And even so, she probably should have, because it's Backlash and she's had her way with them. Good writing on the Raw. IYO SKY should have won. I'm just not an IYO SKY fan, personally. Then we got the Danhausen and the Minihausens to take on The Miz and one Kit Wilson. My kids love this shit. And I said, wow. It was in that moment. I'm looking at my children who I've raised, who are, for the most part, intelligent wrestling fans. At least Michaela Wonders is. Let me say that. My sons tend to still, which I love, right? Just to put in perspective, they're wrestling fans like Bad Guy Jack and the guys who, they don't care about the political bullshit backstage. They don't care about who's leaving and who's going, who's sleeping with who. They just want to enjoy the show. And I love wrestling fans like that. I honestly say all the time, I wish I was a wrestling fan like that. I just, with all the information I'm given in this world, I can't be that type of wrestling fan. But they enjoyed it. They thought it was, Michael said, match of the night. Comedy. I don't mind the comedy. But I said before, these things didn't come in small doses. I don't see Danhausen. He's going to be all over our TV again. They're going to run that wheel. If you ever saw Friday Night Lights, the movie, right? The lady at the dinner table the night before the game said some very inappropriate shit. But she said, hell, coach, just give that big and let him run. Right? That's what they're doing. Excuse me. That's what they're doing to Danhausen. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna run him in the ground until you get tired of him, and that's not always a good thing. Okay, I'm not a fan of that. Chick Williams takes on Sami Zayn. This is just insane to me. This is also a problem. I know people don't want to say this, but I have a problem with wrestling fans. I like Trick Williams. You should like Trick Williams. All of a sudden, we boo Sami Zayn? I just don't understand wrestling fans. We're booing Sami because of what, though? Because we want to see Trick win? That's not the way what's that? That's not the way the story goes. That's not the way the story goes. Goes to Mary J. Blige, You Remind Me remix. That's not the way the story goes. It's good guys versus bad guys. It's the people versus Trump. Suck them. What are we doing? Dad, no. Come on, man. Sami, I'm saying this much though. My favorite Sami Zayn is a heel Sami Zayn. So thank you, wrestling fans, because I love a heel Sami. Okay, please bring me back heel Sami all the way. That means if I smell a heel Sami, you know what that means, right, guys? He's on his way back. Kevin Owens must be coming back soon, okay? Because he got to go get somebody. Why not his best friend? Who'd have trusted that neck other than his best friend, right? Then we get Bron Breakker versus one Seth frickin' Rollins. I'm sorry, was nobody else entertained by this match? This match was fucking amazing. I enjoyed this match. Y'all do not see Vaughn's eyes backstage at all. Okay? I'm sorry, Vaughn. Look at his face.
Just look like Noob Saibot out there.
Listen, man, y'all are going to understand one thing and one thing only. And that is the fact that Seth freaking Rollins is always going to be able to go. Bron Breakker's going to be able to go. I thought the storyline was good. I thought Bron should have won. I thought it should be a no contest. But I said, I don't want to see what they're going to do with Seth, but they're already writing the story on the wall that Seth's kind of getting older, long in the tooth, if you will. So I didn't mind that. Washed. Not at all. Even close to being washed. He's a Bears fan. He can't be washed. He has too many good genes. Then we get this nonsense that's supposed to happen today. Get him out of here. He's not welcome to be here. Look at him. He's a psycho. He's nuts. What is he doing? This is why we never should have let Jacob in the company. You don't belong here, Jacob. There is no order with you, Jacob. This is your last night here, Jacob. Come on, man. That is your tribal chief speaking. Oh, I love that match. Because I just said it. The match was freaking amazing. Okay? Here's why. Who came to help Roman? Who came to help Roman? Nobody, baby. Nobody. Right? I really thought, I had this feeling with all the news that's coming out with these releases and Roman's schedule. I said Roman's losing tonight, kids. I thought Roman was losing and his contract was up because he was not reordering his contract either. And I just knew Roman was losing. So the fact that Roman won, the fact they continued this after Roman won with I even like the storyline about the tongue and grip. It's a rule in the family that you don't use it against each other in the family. Like, they wrote this, and I'm gonna rock with it. I'm gonna lean with it. I'm gonna rock with it until something tells me that, because right now WWE is on. I'm not gonna go that far, y'all. It's not like hip-hop was 5 years ago. Thank God for all the old school hip-hoppers that came back and put some hip-hop respect back in the game. All right, I said it. Old heads hip-hop between the Nas, between the Clips, between Ghostface Killer, between all the old heads coming back with hip-hop over the last 3 to 4 years have saved hip-hop. Jay-Z album dropping this year. Mark my words, y'all. Jay-Z either dropping this year or the beginning early next year, because he might, in my opinion, he's doing the Super Bowl next year. Okay? That's what WWE needs right now. They got to get rid of these old motherfuckers. Build something new for these motherfuckers, because these motherfuckers is fucking up, and it's not even their fault. I wrote a thing about the comparisons. You saw it, Vaughn. You commented about WWE contracts versus AEW contracts. And a lot of people are saying, well, what do you do with the talent? They got so much talent. You can't make room for these guys? I'm sorry, guys. That's the problem. They don't make the room. Nobody. Y'all can say it. I'm with Booker T. And there's times I'll go against Booker T. But tell me when the last time y'all motherfuckers say your last black match was amazing. That. Vaughn said backstage, we didn't hear him. So we're crying and complaining and bitching and moaning because Aleister Black got fired when he goes home to Selena Vega? Come on, man. I'm not checking for none of the people who got fired. Shut you. Profits, for what it's worth, they hadn't did shit because they never gave them something to do. That's the biggest problem with the releases. You want to pitch it to something? The tag team division and the WWE for the last 8 years, people have thought it was ass. And this goes further with that. This is why other older classic wrestling fans don't want to put the New Day and the Usos in the tops, because they feel like the competition wasn't there for them. And they might have a point there. But you can only fight who's in front of you to fight. And they did that in all those ways. Get some of these comments real fast, and then get Vaughn here for this week in wrestling before we get up out of here. Seth brought to come back as redesign, rebuild, and reclaim again. Okay, yeah. Seth needs a new yo, leave that man's neck alone, yo. Yo, Vaughn's face. If y'all saw it really backstage, though, Jeffrey, Vaughn's face was crazy. My belief was that Sami was booed because he stole Carmelo Hayes' spot, but knew. Yeah, okay. He's still saying, look here, man. We got one of you Negroes. That's all we got room for. What you mean? Well, if you look at it, we gave Obafemi, Trick Williams, Last Legend. We gave y'all Negroes some time now. Now, no offense, you're a little short. Okay? Somebody had to go. And right now, Trick is hot. Like if your grandmother used to cook lard chicken. You don't even know what that is. You get the lard, just throw it in the pan. That's Trick Williams. Sorry, Mello. We got to dish you. Can't have too many black people now. That's right. Don't boo Sami for that. Sami's fault. Okay? It's not Sami's fault. I'm bad guy Jack. Hey, you're listening, and even though you're listening, appreciate you chiming in, better boy. Appreciate that. But yeah, just overall, man, I thought it wasn't a bad pay-per-view. It was just orchestrated terribly. right? So I guess that's contradicting myself, right? And again, I'm a walking contradiction. Who isn't? I don't like the fact they had the hour with the 2 matches on ESPN. I understand it, right? Because it's like saying, if you get the ESPN app, it doesn't even matter. So that's another complaint. Let's make this clear. If you have the ESPN app and you're bitching, because I'm not one of those people, I'm just pointing out the obvious. You're bitching that, oh my God, it's on ESPN and then it's over here. It's all in the same place. It's all on ESPN. It's on the app. I can just log in and watch it. And for those who don't know, if you got Disney Plus, the bundle, you can watch it through Disney Plus. If you got Hulu, you can watch it through Hulu. If you got all of them. So what we complaining and crying about, right? For those who don't have it and was like, oh, you want me to pay for that? And I get the hour. They're having you watch the free hour on ESPN so you can say, oh, I want to buy it. It's the pre-show. I said that to y'all when it came to WrestleMania. That ain't Oba Femi on the main card. That's Oba Femi on the pre-show. To try to sell the pay-per-view with Brock freaking Lesnar. That's what that was about. All right? I don't even know what's wrestling anymore. How can you? They don't know, Little Reef, what wrestling is anymore. That's the fucking problem. All right? We're going to take a break. Come back. Get Vaughn up here for this week in wrestling history. And we're going to talk about Raw tonight. And then get the fuck up out of here, pretty much. So we'll be right back, y'all, with the Mike Knoxxx Show.
Yo, 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 it's prime time.
EST.
Soul Man, Rocky Johnson,
It's the Honky Tonk Man.
NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? The Mike Knoxxx Show, that's 3 X's because he's hardcore. Present this week in wrestling history with King Vaughn.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is King Vaughn Jr., the Victorious Ones podcast, and Perfect Plex Talk Radio to give you the week in wrestling history on May 11th, 1997. WWE or WWF at the time, they're in your house. A Cold Day in Hell pay-per-view took place at the Richmond Coliseum, Richmond, Virginia. In the main event, The Undertaker defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin to retain the WWF Championship. Of course, on the same day in 2013, Japanese wrestling legend Kenta Kobashi officially retired from in-ring competition. And of course, due to injury, 2015, Daniel Bryan officially vacated the Intercontinental Championship that he had won in an 8-man ladder match at WrestleMania 31 earlier that year, of course. And so of course, on May 13th, 1994, despite never having successfully hit an offensive move, never mind getting a win, Mikey Whipwreck shocked ECW by winning the television championship from Pitbull #1 at TV tape in Philadelphia. Of course, on May 14th, 1995, the very first WWF In Your House pay-per-view took place in Syracuse, New York. This event marked the start of WWE moving to a monthly pay-per-view schedule. And of course, the In Your House series was originally created as a cut price, shorter 2-hour pay-per-view offering in the months without one of the main Big Five or Big Four pay-per-view events at the time. And so of course, the main event saw Diesel retain the WWF Championship by disqualification against Psycho Sid after running from the $1 Million Corporation member Tatanka. Of course, on May 15th, 1992, AAA, Mexican wrestling promotion AAA is officially launched. On that same day in 1995, Bam Bam Bigelow pinned Erwin R. Shyster in the main event of the live edition of WWF Monday Night Raw in Binghamton, New York. Of course, on the same day in 2005, Jeff Jarrett defeated AJ Styles with NWA World Heavyweight title in the main event of TNA Hard Justice in Orlando. May 16, 1984, comedian Andy Kaufman, comedian Andy Kaufman died of lung cancer at age 35. On the same day in 1979, Stone Cold Steve Austin retained the WWF Championship against The Undertaker and Triple H in an Anything Goes triple threat match in the UK only exclusive pay-per-view No Mercy in Manchester. And of course, on May 17, 1963, Bruno Sammartino defeated Nature Boy Buddy Rogers by submission to win the WWF World Heavyweight Championship in Madison Square Garden. This will kick off his historic 2,803 days as WWF champion, and records that still holds even to this day. May 11th, Billy Kidman turns 52. On May 13th, Scarlett turns 35. Of course, Glacier turns 62. Dory Funk Sr. would turn 107. May 14th, Matt Cardona turns 41. And of course, Dr. Death C. Williams would turn 66. Vader, of course, would have turned, would turn 71. May 15th, Ron Simmons turned 68. Kevin Von Erich turned 69. And that's Week in Wrestling History. Mike Knoxxx, back to you.
Yo, 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 it's crime time.
EST.
Soul Man, Rocky Johnson,
It's the Honky Tonk Man.
NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? The Mike Knoxxx Show, that's 3 X's because he's hardcore, present This Week in Wrestling History with King Vaughn.
Thank you, King Vaughn, as always, hitting it with the wrestling history. I appreciate you like I always have and I always will. Listen, guys, we're going to get up our asses up out of here. Wrestling tonight is going to be, I guess, interesting, right? Because guess who's showing up? Your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, will be in the building. And Roman Reigns is going to call out Jacob Fatu to meet him for an acknowledgement ceremony. You know what that means? Roman's finna get his ass whooped again, y'all. Ain't nothing like watching my tribal chief get his ass handed to him. Okay? But I'm late, Mike. But, yo, what's going on, Mike Knoxxx? Appreciate you, brother. Listen, I'm just going to always go back, hit the rewind button. Just make sure everybody watching, please, like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell notification when I go live. You know about it, all right? If you don't mind for me as well, make sure you share this as well. Go on you know what I just found out on? Last month, we didn't celebrate because I'm always on top of these things, was our 15th anniversary. Right? We've been doing this thing for 15 years. Okay, so I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of you for being here with me for about 9 or 10 of those years. So I appreciate you and everything else. But guys, listen, tonight's wrestling's going on. Let's talk about it because man, oh man, oh man, oh man, wrestling needs some helping right now. I'm just gonna be honest. Wrestling needs some fucking help right now. And that's just how I feel. I don't know about you, but it just does. I need wrestling to do something to make me proud. WrestleMania is supposed to get us there, and it really didn't. It was kind of superficial, right? We tried to fake the funk to be excited about the year and the event, but it didn't feel like WrestleMania. It just fell short. The night one didn't really deliver as much as we wanted it to, although most people were in agreement that night two was fun. But it just didn't sit right? And then you had the releases, and then we're fine. We knew releases was coming. Then you released the New Day. We didn't see that one coming with the cuts and the budget cuts, and it's just it's a really hard spot right now for WWE. And I think they need to do something and do it fast. But listen, we're going to get up out of here. Do me a favor. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me and don't love God. And don't realize, yo, Mike Knoxxx, who you going for tonight, guy?
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am.
I mean, after 15 years, if you don't understand.
Message.
At this point, shit.
Just bring it, bitch!
Because I don't know what to tell you.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black.
And for all you other shows, I keep saying, well, I want to go against this guy. I want to go. Nobody ever calls out Mike Knoxxx. You know why?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
So I've been watching a lot of Euphoria, so I know a lot of you young people are really high.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help, okay? And listen, I'm going to go. And again, like I said, don't wake up more without knowing that we do love us forever. Fingers.
Bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass.